Hey, you're back with your host. This is Daryl M Brooks. I got Brother Rick Ector. Hey, Brother Rick. My phone is. Are you there? We got about a few more minutes before he gets off, but he is Rick Ector. He's out of Detroit, Michigan. He is a gun rights activist. He's coming back on and to talk a few more minutes about some of the things that are happening in Detroit and the future of gun rights. And hey, Brother Rick, are you there? I sent you, you should have the invite. Yep, Rick Ector. Come on, brother. Hey, Vic, how you doing? That's for those who are watching, this is the On Fire Show. We had Brother Rick Ector going. Mr. Rick Ector, he is a firearms activist and gun right activist out of Detroit. And hey, I'm going to bring you on. How you doing, brother? What's going on? Oh, there is some technical. Hey, Brother Ector, I think you got to turn your phone landscape. You've been approved to come on the Fire Show. Hello. Oh, we have some technical issues. Once again, there's always something when it comes to Facebook and trying to have an important message on. And it's sad, people. It's sad. And, it's, I don't know what's happening. And let's see, Brother Rick, are you there? We're going to try to bring you on again. Okay. Brother Rick, you've been approved. Is your phone landscape?
I made it back.
Oh, all right. You're back.
I made it back.
So we got about a few. All right. So we got a few more minutes. Is there something that you want to tell the public, especially New Jersey is struggling because there's some laws that are happening. There's a lawsuit, Mark Cheeseman out of New Jersey. You know, Tony, I don't know if you know Tony Simon. He's been out there working, especially with minorities, having a right to have a weapon in their house. And, and so he's been doing a lot of training. I don't know if do you know Tony Simon, right? You know Tony?
Yeah, we've actually met, man. Really good guy, really great guy. And the thing
Yes.
is, man, with the gun laws, man, it's got to be a local grassroots effort. I really think that trainers can actually help in that effort. The more people who are actually trained and who are comfortable with this idea of taking on a more active role in their personal protection, and who are responsible and are good, stewards and role models for fellow gun owners and for people who are looking into being a gun owner, that's what's going to help change the hearts and minds of people to continue to be responsible and to continue to convert more people
Yes.
to our way of thinking.
Yeah. One of the things I tell people, people realize that Martin Luther King, he tried to get a gun in Alabama and he was denied. And so, and I don't know if you knew that he was denied in Alabama. And, and I tell people about the gun right laws. Martin Luther King, he believed in nonviolence, but he also believed in the gun to protect themselves. I don't know if you've seen the documentary, the movie Deacons with Defense. Huh?
Yeah,
Have you seen
I'm very
that
familiar with
movie, Deacons
that.
with Defense?
Yeah, and what people
Yeah,
don't know is
and
that organizations such as the Deacons for Self-Defense, what they did, man, they actually watched over the civil rights marchers through the night, survive until the morning, so they can then be beaten with hoses and
yeah,
have water cannons fired upon them. So it was the Deacons for Self-Defense who kept them alive overnight so they can be brutalized by the government in the daytime.
yeah. I mean, and people don't know that. That's been people really don't know that, especially the people who are against gun rights laws and think that they believe that that all the marchers and the people who protected Martin Luther King didn't have guns. And they didn't realize that King was denied. King was denied a gun license. He wanted one to
You
protect
know,
themselves and his
pick any
family.
famous pick any famous civil rights leader you want, going all the way back to the 20s, the 30s, and the 40s. They all were gun owners. They all
Yeah,
believed in gun rights and they all
yeah,
carried. and the very simple reason of
Yeah.
the fact it was a very
Harriet
practical
Tubman.
matter.
Harriet Tubman.
Yes, she was the original carrier. Of course, she
Hello, you
was
there?
armed. She had to be. She had a bounty on her head. And I heard that they're going to put her on the $20 bill either this year or next year. Can't wait to see that.
Yeah, and one of the things is so excited is that the idea is that I tell a lot of the NRA people and the Second Amendment groups, we have to train young people just about the rights to have a gun, the Second Amendment, knowing the Constitution, knowing that you have rights. These young people, especially coming up, they're not getting taught. They've been taught in school that you should not have a gun, and and that they don't realize that they have rights. And I was telling my son to stay out of trouble, make sure you can eventually have a gun on to protect you, a gun to protect yourself. And the fact that it's only natural to want to protect yourself, your property, and yourself, your family, and your property. If you're not willing, if you can't do that, then it's an unnatural thing.
Well, we've let the other party get a hold of our whole educational system, and it's a travesty what they've done with
Mm-hmm.
it in the aftermath. It was
Mm-hmm.
not uncommon for people who actually went to school to actually exercise and actually practice gun safety in the school. Kids were actually bringing in
Yeah.
guns in the schools, putting them in their lockers while they attended classes, and then they would go plinking, on their lunch period, on their lunch break, or after school, on school grounds. We've gotten so far away from guns being a staple in our community that we allow
Mm-hmm.
the anti-gun folk who are basically on a de facto basis running our school systems and our school districts plant these evil, disrespectful, and untrue stories about guns and what it means about your life and your character if should you own and carry
Mm-hmm.
one.
Yeah. Well, Brother Rick Ector, I am glad you came on. I'm glad you friend me, and I knew nothing about you, and
Right.
I'm glad we got to have. No, we have to have another discussion in the next month or two. But hopefully I can meet you. I have to go to I'm definitely want to go to the NRA convention. I doubt if you probably go to I'm always at the CPAC convention every year, but I definitely have to sit
That
down
that's
and
the
break
one.
bread
That's
with
the
you and
one
have a
that's always
discussion.
been on my list to go to. CPAC has been on my list.
CPAC.
There are some that
Hmm.
I've been talking about it, and maybe I'll actually try to make it this year.
All right, definitely, because I'll be there. It's an exciting event, networking, and that's what I like to do is network. And I'm glad to see you, and I'm glad to have you on, and hopefully you'll be another guest sometime in the near future. We could talk about more issues, specific issues. Okay, my brother? I am glad to have you on.
Hey,
Thank you for coming on during Fire Show.
hey, man, thanks
Anytime
for
you got any
having me. I
issues,
had a
you can,
blast.
anytime you can, you want to come on, you can talk about some issues. I would gladly have you on. Or if you know anybody else.
Man, I'm gonna hold you to that. I'm going to hold you to
Definitely.
that because I'm sure I'm going to have some things I want to talk about. Hey, appreciate you. Thank you for having me on.
All right. God bless.
All
Take
right.
care.
God bless.
Hey, this is the On Fire Show with your host, Daryl M Brooks. That was Rick Ector, Mr. Rick Ector out of Detroit, Michigan. He's a gun right activist and advocate, and he's speaking about a lot of issues. And yes, you should have the right to protect yourself, your family, and your property. It is a God-given right. And protect yourself. Get a gun in your house. Or if you can, like in Detroit, in Michigan, you can have right to carry, walk around with your gun. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as because it's gun laws and your safety, and you should be able to protect yourself. I wish that we can do that in New Jersey, but under the the type of laws that we have here and the type of governor we have here, that's not going to happen. But we have to organize and protest. And I just want to say, for all those who are watching, thank you for watching. Please support the On Fire show. I'm going to put up the, we're working on an exciting studio. So if you go to the GoFundMe page, you could please donate. Donate, support the On Fire show. Listen, we're working on a great studio. We're going to have great guests. We're going to be an awesome studio. And it's going to be the best studio everyone sees, especially for the On Fire show and podcasts. I got more hosts coming. We're going to have 2 or 3 different type shows. So if you can support, you can give $5, $10, $20, $30, $40, $50, $100, $500. Why not? Give $1,000. We're raising money to have a studio, and it's important that we get the message across. Speak out about cultural Marxism, speak for the Second Amendment rights, NRA rights, these groups, speak out for them, have guests come on, talk about the issues, talk about the Second Amendment, talk about the Constitution, talk about education, supporting our president. That's what it's all about, people. This is the On Fire show with the host, Daryl M Brooks. I've been on for a year, and it's been so exciting, and we're going to be doing shows 3-4 times a week. On Fire show, and I thank you all for supporting the On Fire show. Please go to the GoFundMe page, give what you can. If you like what you hear, you like what you see, give. I promised you last year we'll have some interesting shows, interesting individuals that know how to articulate what's happening. And like I said, Martin Luther King said it best, that we're all caught up in this great inescapable network of mutuality tied in a single garment of destiny. And whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly, and that I can never be what I ought to be until you are what you ought to be. And you can never be what you ought to be unless I am what I ought to be. Then he quotes the poet John Donne and says, no man is an island, every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. Then he goes on to say that any man's death diminishes me because I am involved in mankind. Therefore never send to know whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee. This is what we should be believing each other, working to each other, standing up for rights, protesting, practicing nonviolent civil disobedience, direct action. Stand up for yourselves. Stand up for the rights. Stand up for gun rights. Stand up for your president, our president, yes, Donald Trump. Stand up and speak out about the cultural Marxism, the things that are happening to our society that has gone totally left. And these politicians and these other activists, they want to destroy our culture, the way we think, the way our children think. When it's okay for, a woman to dress up like a man to dress up like a woman, and we have to agree to it, and it's okay for a man to dress up like a woman and go into the woman's bathroom. That's the crazy thing. We have to speak about that, speak out against that. Yeah, speak out about the crazy violent video games that our kids are watching, the crazy movies that are trying to change our culture, the video games, the movies, the TV shows. We have to wake up, people. All right, this is the host, Daryl M Brooks. I love you all. Thanks for watching. This has been a great show. Brother Mr. Rick Ector has been on. He's coming back on. Thank you. God bless. Please give to the On Fire show. We've raised $12. We're trying to raise more, so please give what you can. God bless. I love you all. Support our president, support the NRA, support the Second Amendment Society, support groups that are supporting our strong culture, and support groups that are supporting America, supporting the Constitution. If anybody tell you they don't support the Constitution, just walk away and never talk to them again. Okay? God bless. Please share. Share this, people. Share this with all your friends and family and your buddies. All right? Go Eagles. Eagles fly again. Peace. And I'm out.